I'm going to climb this rock and tell you why I'm considering completely quitting alcohol and coffee for at least a year. Well, I thought it was going to be easier to climb. And I thought I was just be able to climb it with one hand and be good. Maybe I can. Oh, I'm slipping a little bit. So here's the thing. I get out of whack. We all do. And I once read a book called The Ultramind Solution, which talks about all these things in our food and the chemicals in our brain and how we are diagnosed with all of these disorders, a lot of mental disorders. Yet really, the cause of these symptoms are diet and less than optimal things in our brain and such. And I think coffee and alcohol are two of the big things. And though I have given up coffee many times, I somehow always end up going back and having a little bit of coffee because it's so damn good. I mean, coffee, it just tastes so damn good. But the truth is, it might not be the best thing for me. And then I get around social situations, and you know what? It's just nice to have a drink or two with some peeps, I must say. But my stability, not always, but sometimes, I notice that following day after, I might get out of whack. And recently, I drank some wine, I had some coffee, and I smoked a blunt. Like, all within like a few hours. And I didn't feel very good. And maybe part of it was I didn't eat that much either. I don't know. But nonetheless, it followed with a few days where I was not optimal. And I was like, I'm not myself. I need to get back into myself. And I just, remembered that book, The Ultramind Solution, and it suggests that you stay away from not just coffee and alcohol, but also refined sugar. And I'm gonna have to really figure out what things I'm eating are refined sugar, because I've recently gotten a bit of an addiction to peanuts and chocolate chips. Go buy a little thing of roasted, unsalted chocolate chips and a bag of Ghirardelli baking chips. I'm sorry, peanuts and Ghirardelli baking chips. Put a little in your hand with peanuts, put a little chocolate chips in your peanuts, got a handful of chocolate and peanuts, and boom, that shit's good. But is there refined sugar? There might be. I gotta look into it. But nonetheless, I was struggling with my mood swings about 2 years ago, and I found this guy who apparently was able to cure his bipolar. And whether I am bipolar or not, fuck that shit. I'm not bipolar. I'm just a guy with ups and downs. I'm a human being, and all these things that we do to label people with disorders, it's just lame. We're experiencing symptoms, and you want to give drugs to people to mask those symptoms instead of actually curing the problem, when the problem is really the state of the diet and the things going into our minds. And I need to make that decision. I really feel like I need to make that decision. I don't know if I'm going to do it. I'm just considering right now because, I like socializing and having a drink sometimes, and I love my coffee, but I really think I need to do it. So send me your love and support so that I can actually make that decision to do it. But anyways, the guy that cured himself from bipolar, I found him about 2 years ago, and he told me the story how he didn't actually do it at first when he read this book, The Ultramind Solution. That's who I learned about the Ultramind Solution from. 400-page book. I read it front to back, and it was very eye-opening. And but to give you a real story of a guy who actually read it, he was ready to jump out a window, and he was looking down at the ground. I'm sure it was a lot taller than that, but and decided not to, and decided he was gonna make the decision to actually do what the book said. And he went a whole year without coffee, without refined sugar, and without alcohol. And then a year later he had a party with his friends and had a toast. So maybe a year without these things might be good. Back in 2010, I went a whole year without smoking weed. I was pretty proud of myself, but you know what? I realized that through that process, I ended up leaning on other things. I ended up getting a prescription for freaking Adderall. I was a lot younger, I was a lot dumber, and I never even finished that bottle. And I had a flask. I was drinking whiskey all the time to cope with it, and somehow I lost touch with my awesome self because I wasn't smoking weed, and ended up getting wound up in network marketing opportunities, and that's a whole other story. But the first one was one that I'm not going to say the name because they threatened to sue me because I made a badass blog post that ranked #1 for the name of their company /scam, and they didn't like it very much, and it was pretty awesome. I'll tell you about that some other time. With some high-level marketing, internet marketing, that enabled me to get to the front page of Google for that. But nonetheless, I just was able to commit before to not smoke weed, though I don't think I approve of what happened to me in that process, and that's why I'm currently partaking in the beautiful legal medicine out here. When it comes to me, I haven't smoked all day, and I don't really plan to. I may later this evening, but like, you know, only if I really want to. So I might just have to quit the alcohol and the coffee, and you know, I'll be real with you, it might not be just yet. I just want to make this video so we can get the idea turning. You know, if you think I should do it, heck, give me some encouragement. Tell me, yeah, man, you can do it. And you know what? I'm gonna have to take a you know, set a date and commit. And that's something that's been missing from my life, is commitment. I feel commitment to myself and the things that are best for me in my existence. So with that, let me know what you think about it. Should I quit it? Should I do it? Go check out that book, Ultramind Solution. Maybe get an audiobook if you can't read the whole thing like I did. That was very hard. It took me months to read it, I'll tell you what. And I've recently got an Audible account. It's been the jam. So yeah, what are you doing to optimize your chemicals in your brain? Let me know. Loving you. Thank you for watching. And this journey is only beginning. So please subscribe, comment, and hang on for the ride, because it's about to get awesome.